We're ready to kick off your college football Saturday from Gainesville as 1-0 and 23rd ranked Florida welcomes FCS Southeast, aka Campbell. The Gators opened the season with a solid 34-17 victory over Florida Atlantic last week, and junior running back Jaden Baugh was the star of the show. Baugh exploded for 181 yards and 2 touchdowns on just 17 carries, putting him 7th nationally in rushing yards per game early in the season. Sophomore quarterback Aaron Philo also accounted for 2 touchdowns of his own, throwing for 1 and rushing for another as Florida's offense showed plenty of firepower. Now the Gators return home looking to keep that momentum rolling against FCS Southeast/Campbell. Mostly clear skies and another scorching 93-degree kickoff are expected in Gainesville. The Gators are 1-0, the swamp is ready, and your Saturday football begins right here in Gainesville as FCS Southeast/Campbell takes on the 23rd-ranked Florida Gators coming up next.
This is a live look at the swamp. Ben Hill Griffin Stadium in Gainesville. It's the Condors and the Florida Gators. Along with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. Let's go down to our sideline reporter, Holly Rowe.
Thanks, guys. I did check in with Coach Summerall before the game. Coach said they were thrilled to get off to a good start last week, starting the season 1-0, but there is so much he wants to clean up. Said I showed the guys film.
The Condors kicker headed to the football. The crowd eager, and off we go. The start of a new season. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He'll be stopped short of the 20-yard line on the return. They'll mark him at the 19. The Gators offense will go to work first. And here comes a workhorse in this offense, Jaden Baugh. Churned out more than 150 yards and found pay dirt a couple of times in their victory last game.
And he has been as advertised. You're talking about him being a star coming into the season, and through the first part of the season, he's toting the mail. He's doing it all for this squad. Last week you saw him put up big numbers. It starts and ends handing the ball to the running back, setting the tone, Jesse, for this offense.
He looks bigger and faster to me, and I wasn't sure he could be that after how good he was a season ago. But this guy spent a lot of time in the gym and out running in the offseason. And the incredible part is he's putting so much production out every single game. When the defense knows he's getting the ball each and every play, it still doesn't matter. At this point, nobody can stop him.
Nice job to get it past the sticks, and they get him down at the 35.
And I think on that last run play on 3rd down here early in the game, they're making a statement that we believe we're the more physical team and we're going to run the football even if you know it's coming at you. Nice job. They've got the ball at midfield. I expect to see more run plays coming up.
Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40. Out wide left, it's Brown. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down. Play is stopped as they check on an injured Gator. Ball is at the 42-yard line, close to 4-down territory. Here's 3rd and short. They'll try to get the first through the air. And the completion gives them a fresh set of downs and keeps this drive moving. The Gators are moving quickly down the field. Motion from the wide receiver. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. They've got a solid drive working, but now looking at 2nd and 11. Good timing on the quick out. Crosses the 30, he's got away. Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play. And the Gators come to the line in the hurry-up. Sells the run, looking to pass. Right side, it's Ball. Breaks into the open. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6. motion from the wideout. A first down run in the red zone. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. They go right back to this guy on 2nd and goal. Just hammer it with this running back again, and he noses his way into the end zone.
What a luxury for an offense to have. The ability to set the tone on the ground, giving that guy the football time after time, making offense easy, being physical, and really setting the tone for this football game.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. They put together an 81-yard drive and close the deal with a 3-yard touchdown run. And he hauls it in, and everybody's on the edge of their seats. So the Condors offense coming onto the field, and we'll get our first look at them in this one. And David, we'll see whether this running back has the ability to elevate his game and really become a star in this offense.
Yeah, he's still developing. You know, I think when you watch him, you say, oh, he's still learning the vision and how to play the running back spot. And I think you leave him, Jesse, going, I want a little bit more. I want more consistency, more big plays, so this offense can really take off.
I think the coaching staff, I think the fans know for the future of this program, they need to upgrade at the position. They'll try to do that in recruiting or the portal. But for right now, today, this guy has to be able to make plays when his opportunities show up.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And the heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line.
Not a ton of play calls for 3rd in California when you're on offense. You know you're going to have your quarterback holding on to the football. You really got to think about how you're going to protect him. Offensive coordinator may want to think about using more max protect schemes, get more bodies in to give this quarterback a chance.
And it'll be the Condors will punt it away on 4th down. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. He's got great speed. He was able to get that ball up to the 48-yard line before he stopped on the return. The Gators sending the offense back to work. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Knocked down immediately at the line of scrimmage. A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on 2nd down. Here's a give the ball. Showed off just about every move in the book except the forward move. Stopped for a short gain. And after that run, there is a player still down on the field. 3rd and 6 yards to go. From the gun, wants to pass. Unloads to the wideout. Big hit, knocks the ball away, and it'll force them into a 4th down. The Gators send out the punt unit. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. How about this? It's out of bounds inside the 10, and they're going to mark it right around the 5-yard line. What a great job there. Here's how the career starts. His first carry. Runs into a wall. They'll give him 1 out to the 8. The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Tackled behind the line, and he'll lose 1 on the play. They need a huge play on 3rd and long. Give to the back. He'll be stopped short, and they'll force a 4th down. The Condors line up to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Nice directional kick there, like a solid iron shot. Here comes the Gators offense, ready to go on the attack. Last time they had it, didn't pick up a 1st down. Let's see if they can put something together here. The option, he'll keep it. Turning it on! Play is stopped as they check on an injured Gator. That's the big sophomore tight end who's shaken up. Holly Rowe will keep an eye on him. The Gators can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Straight ahead, it's ball. Could be an alley. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34. They've come out with answers on this possession, and now another first down. Tells the run, wants to pass. It's dropped after taking the hit. Second and long here. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Maybe a miscommunication. That one didn't have a chance. Third and long coming up. From the gun, wants to pass. Out wide right, it's ball. Not gonna get there, not gonna get close as he's brought down at the 30. It's fourth down. Looks as if they'll send out the field goal unit. He's got it, showing off that big leg from 47 yards out. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. On the option. Quick toss. And he swallowed up immediately. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's second and 11. Got his man on the right. Makes the grab, but down immediately. He picks up a few. Third and 7. We've reached the break. It's Florida with the lead. As we get a look at some stats, this is the best start they could have hoped for. Big turning point as we head into the second and get this game rolling again. If this offense had a little extra time to think about it, let's see what they have on third down. To the air, it's right. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on third down. And it'll be the Condors will try to pin them back with the punt. Gonna field this one in tight quarters. He gets it up to the 34-yard line before he stopped, and that's where the offense will set up shop. They'll send the back in motion. The snap wants to start the drive with a pass. Crosses the 45. Turning on the Jets. He's at the and he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Gators!
This coaching staff was trying to identify playmakers on offense early this year. How about the start of the season this guy has had? Scored in their first game. He scored early in this one. Defenses up to this point don't have any answers for this guy.
On to attempt the try. And with the extra point, they now have a 3-possession lead at 17. That drive not too taxing on the playbook. One play, put it in the end zone just like that. And he's going to bring it out. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. The Condors make their way onto the field to open this drive. They really needed to get points on this drive to sort of steady the ship. That may not look like a huge run, but they'll take it as it gets them up to the 24. The Condors have a lot of options on second and inches. Might as well run him again. They get him stopped at the 26, but that'll be enough for this offense to go to work on first down. Keeps it looking for room, but nowhere to go. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage. 1 on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Trying to do it himself. Makes one man miss. Really nice job to squirt his way up to the 31-yard line. Big 3rd down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. Shakes off the defender. Oh, he's got some space. And he gets it done on 3rd down. They move the chains and they'll mark it at the 44. Wide receiver comes in motion. Trying to get the corner. And he's brought down after a short gain. They don't need a bunch on 2nd down. They'll run the counter. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front. This will be the 7th play of the drive, and they need to convert 3rd and 6. He lobs one high down the left side. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. Kick is in the air. And you just won't see a more effective punt than that, out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. He'll start on the ground with Jaden Ball. Jukes his way for more. Gets him away from trouble. That's a pickup of 6. Mark it at the 10. Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on 1st down. It's 2nd and 3. Just feeds the running back. Looking for room at the 25. And he's brought down at the 40-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down. And the Gators want to crank the tempo.
The defense has got to be more physical up front. Don't let them have those running lanes, those holes to break off a nice run, get a 1st down. And here's the thing, you better reload quick because they're right back on the line to call another play.
Knocked down behind the line. Boy, he powered through one tackler, but there were more there to greet him.
Well, the defense is able to finally stop this guy, but he has been on fire. We're only in the 2nd quarter, and he has been absolutely lighting it up in this one. Nice job that time, defense, but you know this guy's going to get a lot more carries.
Handoff for Ball. Hit and stopped right there. Not much on that pickup. Ball is at the 41 as this defense tries to force the punt on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Sends it downfield. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. The kick is on its way. And the ball hits at the 3 and gets into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. The Condors make their way onto the field to open this drive. Gives it to the back on the draw.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
They'll ride him again. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. They are dialed in on this drive. A couple of chunk plays, and now they'll snap it on 1st down. Keeps it, looking for the edge. There he goes. Knocked out of bounds after a good gain on that one. They'll spot it at the 43. Not the most productive half for this offense so far, but finally starting to get it in gear. 1st and 10. Keeps it himself. And they get to him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 2. Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with 2nd and 13. They'll run it. He'll be brought down quickly after a very short gain. 3rd and long, a lot of ground to cover. Looking to pass, it's right. Turns it upfield. They make the stop about 4 yards short of the 1st down. Here comes the field goal unit as they'll try to get the 3. Whistle blows, we are at the 2-minute timeout, and man, oh man, can these guys use a score to cut into this lead. Just drives it between the uprights. That'll close the gap to 14.
How about it? 50-plus, no problem. Big leg, nice accuracy. That's a big-time kick for this young man.
Number 95.
Coming out with it, it's Abrams. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. Gets the first himself. He's stopped, but he's got enough to move the chain. The Gators racing to the line in the hurry-up. Wants to throw on first. He uncorks one deep. Knocked away at the last minute, and that is precision defensive back play there. Long way to go on second down. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. He just got rid of that one to save the down, didn't see anything he liked. Third and long right here. From the gun, wants to pass. Rush coming in hot, and they got him at the 29. The defense uses a timeout. That's their first. And now everybody chiming in to figure out how to play this fourth down. Punt is on its way. He'll try to make the catch in traffic. Taken down right away. Offense with jumbo personnel. Pulls it. He'll pitch it. Give him a pickup of 2, now 2nd and 8. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. Second down, clock's running.
This offense is perfectly fine with a little game because they're going to make you tackle this all game long. They're going to make you think all game long, so they'll keep running it ad nauseum and just wait for that one opportunity when you don't do your assignment.
Looking downfield, it's right. Oh, pressure's coming. Got his man. Really nice job to get it past the sticks, pick up the first down at the 30. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line.
Every drive is obviously important, but now that you've dug yourself a hole, this offense, they need to score here. Like, before the half, they need to move this ball down the field. Nice job in the passing game. Got to put a few together. Need to get some points to cut into this lead right before the half.
They're all over him. And they got him. The Gators are going to call their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. The noise is deafening, trying to make sure only the Gators get out of the swamp on third down. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again. Clock is stopped. Florida has called a timeout at 2nd. And they'll still have 1 in their pocket for what's left in this first half. They kick it away on 4th down. Not a lot of room to make this catch. He was hoping for a little more running room, but they're able to get him down at the 45. Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Can't hold on in the face of the contact. A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on second down. They'll throw again after the incompletion. Under pressure. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Right side, it's Wilson. Breaks free, and he might be gone. That's his first catch of the season. They believe he is a freshman who can contribute a lot early. Fires to the wideout. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. Back to pass on second down. Fires downfield. And they can't connect, but the flag flies, and I think this is going to be pass interference. Pass interference. Defense.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referee's caught it.
Lets it fly. Incomplete. He was going for the touchdown. And here on second down, they'll send out the field goal unit to try to get 3 before the break. And He'll try to keep that smooth leg swing going for the second time today, this one from 34 yards out. Right down the boulevard. And now the lead is even bigger. On the move from inside his 5. Coverage team there to make the stop. They avoid disaster, and that's the end of the first half. As the Gators head for the locker room by the watchful eye, that bull Gator head. Let's check in with Kevin Connors at the half.
Fellas, welcome into our EA Sports Studios here in Orlando, the Week 2 edition of our College Football Update Show. We start with a look at Western Kentucky, taking on the number 4 team, the Georgia Bulldogs. And it's the Hilltoppers, looking for a second win after the opening week loss. So far, so good. They lead this one in the first half. Now let's take a peek at some of the other contests around the country, games that promise to have an impact on the standings. Now over to your game inside the Swamp. This running back is enjoying one very productive day. He's the bell cow for this team. They are not afraid to give him the ball, and he's a big reason why they are 2 quarters from a win. And with that, let's send it back to our men in the Swamp.
The Gators will kick it away to crank up the second half. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Condors make their way onto the field to open this drive. They come into this third quarter with a lot of work they need to get done.
Yeah, and it starts with this possession. And I'm going piece by piece. I know this is coach speak and very simple. I score. I get a stop. I score. I can get back in this game, but it's got to be one drive at a time.
It's going to have to be, but I think the mindset offensively is we're probably going to have to score every time we get it because our defense has been struggling. They have not been getting a lot of stops, so this is a critical drive here for this offense.
On the move. He's knocked down a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage. And it'll be the Condors trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. From the gun, breaks into the open. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line. The Condors have this offense rolling. Looking for the edge. The option, the keeper, the give. Tackled almost immediately. Not a whole lot on that one. Second and long here. To the back. Down he goes. Guys, this offense is already reeling down multiple possessions. Really need to cash in on this drive. Off-play action. It's complete on the right side. He's brought down to the 49. That is well short of the first down. And it'll be the Condors will line up to punt it away. They're up to a half dozen kicks today. Make sure that there's not going to be a return on this one. Ball's out of bounds, and I think they'll mark it right around the 25. Drops back on first down. Looking down the middle. Holds on, it's Singleton. And they'll spot it at the 45. That's good enough for a first down. And the Gators want to pick up the tempo.
One of the things I love about the passing game we've seen on offense so far here is just how good the decisions have been by the quarterback. He's not being too greedy. When the shot plays have been there, he's taken them, and they've scored points because of that, but he just takes what the defense gives him, and you're just whittling away, and you're marching the ball down the field. Really good decisions by the QB.
From the 44-yard line, the offense snaps it on first down. Turns up, it's Brown. They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down. The Gators come to the line with a new set of downs. Tells the play fake, wants to throw on first down. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38.
Well, the offense trying to stay aggressive, right? You just came up with a huge play, and right away you go back to another pass, but you got to do a better job protecting your quarterback. Can't give up a sack there.
Really need to find a productive play this time on 2nd and long. The give on the counter. Sweet cut there. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup. They'll have to push the ball down the field here on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. On target over the middle. And he takes it all the way down to the 10-yard line. An explosive play for this offense. Run in the red zone, it's ball. Running through contact. Touchdown, Gators! And the route is on.
After that amazing performance in week 1, this offense wasn't content. They felt like they left some plays out on the field, even though they were able to get that win. I feel like they've taken another step. They've raised their intensity level. They've raised their execution. This team is going to be a contender this year. You can just feel it.
Lining up to add another. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. That is an efficient drive. 7 plays, 75 yards. And the capper on that drive, the 10-yard touchdown run. On the return, it's King. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. The Condors make their way onto the field to open this drive. They face a pretty tall mountain here, Jesse, down 24, but if they're going to climb it, this is a good time to start.
Sense of urgency's got to be big right here. You just get the feeling at this point of the game, David, they've got to score on this drive. Obviously, their defense needs to get stops, but at this point, offensively, they've got to execute much better.
They got to be super aggressive. Down 24, you're going to need 3 touchdowns, 3 two-point conversions, everything to kind of go your way. So fast and throwing the football.
On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Out wide right, it's Garrison. Makes his way to the 17, but not enough for the first down. The Condors will call on their punt team. He'll try to really get into this one. Not a lot of room to field this one. The coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. And now this offense will take the field again. They'll move the wide receiver. Finds his target down the middle. Makes the catch, but goes no further, and it'll be a short pickup on that one. Just barely picked up a yard with that last completion. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Fires quickly. They drop him at the 47-yard line, but he'll have plenty to move the sticks. They'll snap it from the 47 on first down. Here's a give to ball. Stopped behind the line of scrimmage, and that is a rare sight for this defense today against this guy. Wants to go up top on 2nd down. Going to throw it over the top of the D. Swatted away and broken up. A great play there by the DB. Now facing a 3rd and long from the 50-yard line. Look out! Got him for the sack. This defense turning up the intensity.
In that 3rd and long situation, you'd like to see your quarterback have a plan. You know that they may dial up the blitz, so you've got to know where your answers are. Where's your hot route? Where's your sight adjust? Where can you get rid of the football if they bring an extra guy? And the offense didn't look like they were ready for it.
The Gators will send out the punt unit. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. And the punt will hit at the 1, just a little too far for them to be able to down it. It'll be a touchback and come out to the 20. They'll run it. Stacked up after gaining a couple to the 23. And here comes the offense on second down. What a day it's been on the ground for these two guys, and they just seem to get stronger as the game goes along as we take a look at the numbers. One more period to go, and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them. It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. Sells to fake. Right down the middle. Had to force that one. Ton of ground to cover here on third and long. Moves the pocket. It's right. Rush right in his face. Big sack. This defense all over him. The free safety timed his rush perfectly on the blitz, and they come up with the sack.
Yeah, and the free safety usually stays deep, plays coverage, plays in the middle of the field, but they spin him down, bring him in the blitz. You can tell, caught the offense off guard, and he gets the quarterback and gets the sack.
And it'll be the Condors who will bring the punt team onto the field. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Makes a nice grab at the 25. And he's going to get it up to about the 29-yard line before he's brought down. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. They missed an opportunity to extend this lead the last time they had it, Jesse.
Yeah, they got to be able to regain that momentum, right? Go back to what was working earlier on in this one. And, David, to me, that starts with being the more physical team.
No, I definitely agree. Being the more physical team, but understanding the situation of the game. You're still winning. You got the football back. Now put a nice drive together and execute.
And the Gators are at the line looking to convert on third and short. Right at the line. He didn't even have a chance to get back to the line. What a job by this defensive front. Another punt on the way. Got to make sure those hammies and glutes all activated. Don't want any muscle pulls from overuse. He's brought down. Not a lot of room to take that one back. Wide receiver going in motion. Fresh setter downs going to the air. Fires to the middle. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. One back in the backfield, and they'll give it to him. Hit and drop behind the line. He'll lose a yard. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on third and long. Unloads to the wideout. Leaves his feet and makes a nice catch along the left sideline. The Condors have it with a 1st and 10. Motion from the back. Looking downfield, it's right. Rush is on. Trying to make magic with his feet.
I think he did a really good job, first of all, keeping his eyes downfield. You could see he wanted to throw the football. But when it's not there, don't force it. Tuck it down, get some positive.
He's going for it all. It's broken up. He took a shot, and he was equal to the challenge to knock it away. Faced with a 3rd and short from their own 32 to keep this drive alive. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. He's got him in the flat. He'll move it up to the 37-yard line, and it'll be a 1st down. And it'll be the Condors are rolling down the field. On the option. And he never had a chance to get the pitch off on the option as he's tackled in the backfield. Couldn't get him blocked on that last one. Now it's 2nd and 14. The throw on 2nd down, and they need a lot. Bought a little time, lets it go. Timed it perfectly to knock it free and forces the 3rd down. This will be the 8th play of the drive, but a great opportunity for the defense to get off the field. Tight end now in motion. Fake to the back, wants to throw it. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26.
And Man, it's been a long day for this offense. If you can't protect your quarterback, it's hard to be successful. That's the 5th sack they have given up. The offensive coordinator has no answers, and this defense has been flying around.
Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the 4th quarter. They'll go for it on 4th down. Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. And that deep shot's going to wind up incomplete, but we do have a flag on the field. Let's see what the official says. You want your defenders to be physical in pass coverage, but they can't be overly aggressive. They can't grab and hold. That's an obvious PI call. Moving the pocket, it's right. And the defense gets home. Yippee-ki-yay at the 35.
I tell you what, if I'm this QB, I am ill as a hornet in my offensive line. Are you kidding me? That's the 6th time they've put me on the ground. Dudes, will y'all protect me a little bit better, please?
Big loss on the last play threatens to knock this drive off course. It's 2nd and 16. Snap in the shotgun. Here comes the heat. They got him. Great pressure by this defense.
The defense has been so dominant up front. You've seen it in these passing situations. That now the 7th sack of the game.
The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop him right here. Off the bootleg to buy a little space. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. Oh, pressure's coming. And he's sacked. Great work there by this defense.
There's not many play calls on the sheet to score a bunch of points really quickly, so you got to go for it here. I like the aggressiveness, but this offense continues to miss the mark, and they just got to score more points. They got to do better, right, Palmer? That's expert analysis. They got to do better.
The Gators sending the offense back to work. So thanks to the defense, they take over, big lead in hand, and an opportunity to run this clock out if they so choose. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play. Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Turning it on. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a 1st down. This offense in scoring position with a fresh set of downs. From the red zone, it's ball. Lowers that shoulder, delivers the blow. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. On 2nd and goal, he carries again. Grinding and churning close to the goal line, but he'll be stopped inches short. We've reached the 2-minute timeout. In all likelihood, they could just run the clock out. We'll see if they want to rub a little salt in the wound. Motion from the wide receiver. Keeping it on the ground on 3rd and goal. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
Yeah, and with that score, you start to get excited because you can feel the momentum starting off 2-0. I mean, you got to finish this one off, but there's a great chance you're going to. But this season has started just like you've wanted it to. Now just keep climbing. See how high we can get in these rankings.
Getting set for the point after. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they close the deal, pushing their way inches into the end zone. And he takes this from inside the 5. Not a lot of space to be found.
All right, I don't know if the Florida head or Florida coaches in general are super impressed with their team with this performance. Now up 34-3 over FCS Southeast / Campbell. But they're up 31 points, so we'll put in the backups for the last couple minutes here, get them some reps, and avoid some injuries for the starters.
They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Quarterback keeper. Got to protect the merchandise. Gets down without taking a hit. They'll need a bunch on second down. Trying to get the corner. Pulls it again on the option. Got the first down. Oh, he's got some space. Finally forced out of bounds. Maybe a step shy of midfield. They'll mark it at the 49. The Condors just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. Hands it off on the counter. Makes his man miss.
Well, the interesting thing about a run here trailing late is the defense isn't expecting it. That's the good news. Bad news, though, is you're still trailing. You need to score quickly, which means you need to be throwing the football right now.
The pitch. Perfectly timed on that pitch, and they pick up the first down on the play. Guys, this is a really good win for this ball club as they put together consecutive victories.
Yeah, in this season, that's what you got to do. You got to put together good weeks, build on each other, build that momentum, continue to grow as the season goes on.
Yeah, David, it's all about building confidence, and it's really important for these players to go out, work hard in practice, and see that hard work really pay itself off on game day. This is a team that's really starting to believe in itself.
That's going to do it for us here. For David Pollack, Jesse Palmer, and Holly Rowe, I'm Reese Davis. This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football.
So the 23rd ranked Florida Gators don't look super impressive, but they still get a comfortable 34-3 win over FCS Southeast. The defense definitely held up their end, getting a ton of sacks. Offense not quite as explosive as you'd probably like to see if you're a Gator fan, but 34-3, not a bad win. Taking a look at the team stats, the Gators had the edge in first downs 18-11, total offense 361 to only 130 for FCS Southeast. Rushing yardage 126-84, passing yardage 235 to only 46 for FCS Southeast. Third down conversion percentage 45% to 26%. Neither team had a turnover, and the time of possession battle was actually won by FCS Southeast by 7.5 minutes or so. Looking at the players' stats for Florida, Aaron Philo finishes 16 of 27 for 235 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. For FCS Southeast, Earl Wright finishes 7 of 17 for 46 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Leading rusher for FCS Southeast was Rock Johnstone, 17 carries for 76 yards for him. For Florida, they were led by Jaden Baugh, 19 carries for 119 yards and 2 touchdowns. And of course, Evan Pryor on his only carry gets a touchdown. Leading receiver for Florida was Vernell Brown III, 5 catches for 98 yards and a touchdown. For FCS Southeast, Curtis Nix had 4 catches for 25 yards. Leading blocker for FCS Southeast was Ezekiel Williams with 3 pancakes. For Florida, it was a tie between Roderick Carney and Jared Stone, each with 4 pancakes. Defensive leaders for the Gators, they were led in total tackles by Jaden Robinson with 10. Tackles for loss, it was a 4-way tie between Brendan Bett, Jaden Robinson, Miles Graham, and Cameron James. Each had 3. Sacks, all sorts of sacks for the Gators. Brendan Bett led the way with 3 sacks in one game, and no interceptions for the Gators. For FCS Southeast, no interceptions. Montarius Taylor and Tyheem Donald tied for the team lead in sacks with 1 each. T.T. Harris Jr. led the team in tackles for loss with 4. And Emmanuel Dexter led the team in total tackles with 11. Kicking stats for FCS Southeast, Turner Mills made his only field goal attempt from 54 yards out. He did not attempt an extra point. For Florida, Patrick Durkin made both of his field goal attempts. He had a long of 47 and then was 4 of 4 on extra points. Punting for Florida, Alec Clark had 5 punts for an average of 53 yards per punt. FCS Southeast, Ty Minchie had 8 punts for an average of 46.6 yards per punt. Kick returns for FCS Southeast, Tyrone Hickson had 4 returns for an average of 18.2 yards per return. Kevin King had 3 returns for an average of 16.6 yards per return. And for the Gators, TJ Abrams had 2 returns for an average of 18 yards per return. Punt returns for the Gators, TJ Abrams, 5 returns for an average of 5 yards per return. And for FCS Southeast, Pace Jenkins had 2 returns for a 0.5 yard per return average. Scoring summary in the first quarter, Florida scored first on a 3-yard touchdown run from Jaden Baugh, and then they got a 47-yard field goal from Patrick Durkin. It was 10-0 Gators after 1. Second quarter, the Gators score again on a 66-yard touchdown pass from Aaron Philo to Vernell Brown III. FCS Southeast does finally get some points on a 53-yard field goal from Turner Mills, but then Florida counters with a 34-yard field goal from Patrick Durkin, and it was 20-3 Gators at halftime. Third quarter, Jaden Baugh scores again on an 11-yard touchdown run. It was 27-3 going into the fourth quarter, and then in the fourth quarter, Evan Pryor scores from a 1-yard run. And that gives you your final score of number 23, Florida 34, FCS Southeast / Campbell 3. So a 31-point victory for the 23rd ranked Gators. They probably covered the point spread. It might have been a little bit higher than that, but not super impressive, but still a comfortable win. Headline from the game says home field advantage. The Florida Gators are now 2-0 after defeating FCS Southeast at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. Highlighted players are Rock Johnstone for FCS Southeast and Jaden Baugh from Florida. You can see Florida obviously much higher rated. And here's the Gators schedule. They beat Florida Atlantic at home 34-17 last week. They beat FCS Southeast this week 34-3. Next week it's a little bit tougher on the road at Auburn to kick off SEC play. We'll see how the Gators do in that one. But our next week 2 game is going to be Georgia Southern at Clemson. The Tigers trying to bounce back from that loss to LSU in week 1. But from Gainesville, Florida, the 23rd ranked Florida Gators get the win over FCS Southeast / Campbell 34-3. And we will see you next time.